Fellow fantasy lovers, welcome. Let's face it, reality? So overrated. Taxes, alarm clocks, endless emails. No thanks. But you know what's never overrated? Epic battles, magical creatures, time-traveling tricksters, and ridiculously good-looking immortals. If you're on the hunt for your next binge-worthy escape, look no further. Today, First Curiosity is diving into the fabulous fantasy shows that'll make you forget about those mundane, real-life responsibilities. Seriously, that laundry can wait. So sit back, relax, and let the whirlwind begin. 10. The Rings of Power. Amazon dropped $1 billion on this show, and it shows. From the stunning visuals to the massive scope, The Rings of Power is a must-watch. Set thousands of years before Lord of the Rings, it follows the rise of Sauron. You know, Middle-earth's worst nightmare. 9. Carnival Row. Ever wondered what it'd be like if fairies, werewolves, and other magical creatures were treated as second-class citizens? Welcome to Carnival Row, with Orlando Bloom as a detective and Cara Delevingne as a fierce fairy. This show's got it all: steampunk aesthetics, deep world-building, and a gripping mystery. It's criminally underrated, and we need to talk about it more. 8. Outlander. What if you accidentally time-traveled 200 years into the past and fell in love with a ridiculously handsome Scottish warrior? That's the selling point of Outlander. Based on Diana Gabaldon's best-selling books, this show follows Claire Randall, a World War II nurse who suddenly finds herself in 18th century Scotland, a time of war, political intrigue, and men who look great in kilts. Along the way, she falls for Jamie Fraser, a Highlander with a heart of gold and abs sculpted by the gods. The series has romance, time travel shenanigans, historical drama, and enough steamy moments to fog up your screen. Plus, the chemistry between Claire and Jamie, off the charts. 7. The Sandman. Dark, poetic, and oddly soothing, The Sandman feels like bedtime stories, with way more existential dread. Follow Dream, a brooding immortal, as he tries to fix the cosmic mess he left behind after being imprisoned. And here's the twist: death is surprisingly wholesome. It's weird, but in a good way. 6. The Vampire Diaries. Ah, The Vampire Diaries. The show that made us all wish our high schools had brooding vampires lurking around. With romance, drama, magic, and way too many shirtless scenes, it's got everything a fantasy lover could want. Ian Somerhalder was the crush of the 2010s. Stefan or Damon? That was the question of the decade. If you somehow missed this vampire-filled ride, don't worry. It's never too late to dive into the supernatural drama of Mystic Falls. 5. House of the Dragon. If Game of Thrones was a wild roller coaster, House of the Dragon is a slow burn with dragons. Set centuries before Game of Thrones, it dives deep into the Targaryens, aka the world's most dysfunctional family, as they battle for the Iron Throne. There's betrayal, backstabbing, and a lot of petty family drama that'll make you thank your relatives for being relatively sane. Plus, Matt Smith as Daemon Targaryen, unhinged and irresistible at the same time. 4. Shadow and Bone. Picture Harry Potter meets Peaky Blinders. That's pretty much Shadow and Bone. Welcome to the Grishaverse, where dark magic, thieves, and war collide, and the kind of morally gray villains that make Twitter lose its mind rule the day. Ben Barnes, as the Darkling, steals every scene, delivering monologues so dramatic they could make Shakespeare proud. He's the kind of villain who'd rather wear an all-black outfit and give speeches than send a simple email. Iconic. 3. Stranger Things. If Stranger Things taught us anything, it's that friendship is magic. Oh, and that horrifying monsters from alternate dimensions can really ruin your day. Set in the 80s, we follow a group of kids using their bikes, walkie-talkies, and sheer chaos to battle interdimensional horrors. Add psychic powers, government conspiracies, and a very angry Eleven who can crush things with her mind, and you've got a recipe for an unforgettable adventure. Plus, Justice for Barb. Why should you watch? It's the perfect mix of sci-fi, horror, and heartwarming friendship vibes, all wrapped up with an epic 80s soundtrack. 2. The Witcher. If you're into brooding monster hunters and dark magic, The Witcher is calling your name. This show, based on both the books and video games, brings you Geralt of Rivia. Let's cut the embellishment. It's Henry Cavill at peak grumpy charm. From brutal sword fights to political intrigue, and a bard who's way too attached to his lute, this series is packed with action, humor, and a whole lot of... Oh, and did we mention Geralt's grunts somehow convey every emotion? 1. Game of Thrones. Of course, here we are. There's no fantasy show list without Game of Thrones. It was the phenomenon everyone talked about. Medieval politics? Check. Betrayal and backstabbing? Oh, absolutely. Dragons? Hell yes. And then, well, the final season happened. But listen, the first 6 seasons, a masterclass in storytelling and world building. And let's be real, anyone could die. The tension will keep you on the edge of your seat. Haven't seen it yet? Lucky you. You get to dive in completely spoiler-free. Just avoid the last season if you dare, and write your own ending. And that's a wrap on our list of fantasy shows that'll let you forget the real world for a while. Did your favorite make the cut, or did we commit a grave injustice by leaving it off? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe to First Curiosity, and hit that notification bell, or risk being cursed to rewatch Game of Thrones Season 8 forever. Just kidding, but choose wisely.